Hey guys, welcome back to the Tegiwa YouTube channel. Today, as you can see in front of me, we're going to be talking about racewear. So everything from helmets, to boots, to gloves, to hands devices, to suits. We're going to be looking at the strict homologation guides, expiry dates, and making sure that you get the most out of your money when you are investing in racewear, updating what you currently have, and making sure that you are eligible to compete in the race series that you will be competing in this year and next. So it'll also serve as a bit of a guide as well for anyone that wants to get into racing, what you should invest in, whether the clothes that you're buying will be suitable, getting the most for your money really, because you don't want to be buying racewear that goes out of date next year, in the next couple of years. You want it to last you for the maximum period that it can. This video will try and serve as a purpose to do that. We'll break down what homologation is, the different codes on your racewear, and yeah, let's jump straight into it. So first and foremost, what is homologation? And it's a really good question because sometimes you may just buy racewear assuming that it is homologated and not really know what it means. So homologation is basically testing and certifying the equipment such as your boots, all your racewear, your seats, fire extinguishers, that kind of thing, and making sure that it complies with the strict rules set out by the FIA and the MSUK, Motorsport UK. Homologated equipment, it carries a special label. This label here, it's got a code on it, and that essentially tells you if it's sanctioned for competition and whether it's eligible or not. If you do check your racewear, you can check this code, and then later on in the video we'll tell you what it all means. Let's talk a bit about why homologation actually changes over the years. It's pretty simple really. You wouldn't go and race in a competitive motorsport today in a helmet from the 1950s. With new designs, new manufacturing, new materials, new research, things are always getting better, and it's making you in your racewear constantly safer. So that's why new homologation comes in, and then the governing bodies such as the FIA and Motorsport UK, they put expiry dates on the older homologations to make sure that everybody racing and that's involved in motorsport, they're all up to the latest standards, and it essentially keeps you guys safe, which is what we want really. Now we're going to talk about helmets, which is probably one of the most confusing things when it comes to homologation. And if you're not sure where to find it, we're going to show you where to find the homologation for your helmet. So pick the helmet up, and usually if you just pull like the padding back inside the helmet, you'll find either a white sticker, which is for the FIA, or you'll find an orange sticker, which is SNELL. In this case, on this Stilo, we've got an FIA and an orange SNELL sticker as well, so it's been homologated by both bodies. You might be wondering why there's two and which one takes precedence. Well, if the SNELL homologation expires, then the FIA one comes into play. It's important to remember that the FIA one holds more weight than SNELL. It's been tested more rigorously, but that's not to say that SNELL isn't up to a very, very high standard. If you're unsure what you require in the championship that you're racing in the UK, then you can always refer to the MSUK Blue Book. It's under 10.3.1, or speak to your championship organiser directly, and they should be able to tell you what homologation that you require to be eligible to compete. So let's take a look at the helmets that we've got in front of us. We've mainly got one homologation code that we keep in stock, and that's because we don't need to keep the elite level competition helmets in stock for thousands of pounds, and you'll only really find those helmets in WRC, Le Mans, F1, that kind of thing. So let's start by looking at the OMP Circuit Hero helmet. This helmet retails at £113 at the time of filming, and it's not actually homologated by FIA or SNELL, but it doesn't need to be for what it is. So I actually have this helmet, and it's perfect just for karting and track days. But let's say that I was to go compete in Type R Trophy or Time Attack or touring cars, something like that. I could not use this helmet because it doesn't meet the criteria set out by Motorsport UK. It's not been tested to the standards that it needs to be. Yeah, it's great for a track day, it's great for karting, but I'd have to upgrade to. We have the Arai GP5. And this one has been homologated by the FIA. So the homologation on this one is 885/2015, and that is basically the entry-level homologation when it comes to FIA helmet. Yes, it's entry-level, but by no means it's basic. So the FIA aren't going to hand out homologations just like that. This helmet will have gone through several tests, rigorous standards have been proved, and it's going to keep you safe in motorsport. Now this homologation helmet, it's going to be compliant with pretty much 99% of series within the UK. The next homologation up from this is like really elite level motorsport, so anything from like WRC to Le Mans to F1. That's the next homologation up from this. So like I say, this is going to probably keep you compliant with your championship of 99% series within the UK. So just to put it into context in terms of pricing, as I mentioned, this Circuit Hero helmet is about £114. It's not homologated, you can't really use it in a race series. The Arai GP5, this one here, it's £740. It's a really good helmet, you know, they're made in Japan. They're worn by F1 drivers, they're a really well-known brand. But for an homologation like this, you've got the RRS behind me, that retails about £350. It's got the same homologation, so you pay anywhere from like 350 quid, probably up to about £2,000. And there's obviously different features that come with helmets. So you can get things like communication, so you can plug in and you can talk to your pit crew. You've got like drinks plugs, so you plug in, you can have a drink, perfect for endurance racing, that kind of thing. But that pretty much sums up 8859 2015. You're probably wondering, if you buy this helmet or any other 8859 2015 homologated helmet, when will it expire? Well, as it currently stands, there's no expiration date on that helmet. So that's because it meets the current standard. It's one of the latest ones, and should the FIA bring out a new homologation that will replace this, they will usually expire this one. That's not to say though that if a new one comes in, the FIA are going to say 8859 2015, they all expire in 6 months. It doesn't work like that. They normally give you a few years, so they're still eligible. You can still go racing in them and then upgrade when that time comes. But as of the present day, in the time of filming, you can buy one of these and there's no expiry date at the moment. So another FIA homologation that you may have seen is 8860 2010. This is essentially classed as the international standard for helmets. So you'll only really see these in elite sports like F1, Le Mans, and WRC, that kind of thing. There's been 2 revisions to that homologation. So there was an earlier 2004, that's expired. So if you do check your helmet and it has got 8860 2004, then you can't go racing in that, unfortunately, that's expired. The current 8860 2010, that's still got a few years left to run before it expires. So that one will eventually expire in 2028. So you've still got 4 years from the time of filming, a few seasons left in it, but you probably should start thinking about upgrading to either an 8859 2015 or even better, which is what we're going to talk about in a minute, is the 8860 2018 or an 8860 2018 ABP. So you might be wondering what the ABP homologation part of this is, and that stands for Advanced Ballistics Protection. It's basically a reinforcement of the shell where the forehead and the visor meet. I'm just going to read this off my notes because I will forget. But this standard was developed using military spec materials against projectiles weighing up to 225 grams and travelling at 155 miles per hour. And it basically prevents them from fracturing the upper helmet. So again, if you're racing in an open cockpit formula, there's a few of them in the UK, or you know, if you've got a Caterham, a Radical, something like that, it may be worth investing that extra money into something like that, because you know, even on a track day, even if you aren't going racing, you want a helmet that's going to protect you against pretty much everything. So if you have got an open cockpit in the UK or you're racing in it, then yeah, it may well worth be you investing that extra money into an ABP homologation helmet. So that sums that up. Now we're going to take a look at the SNELL homologations. In this stylo here, we've got an orange label and it's SNELL SA 2015. It expired by the FIA, so if you're in an FIA sanctioned championship, that expired at the end of last year, so 2023. But if you're racing in the UK under Motorsport UK, then that doesn't expire until 2026. So you've still got 2 years left to use that helmet, but you probably should be thinking about upgrading and looking at what you're going to purchase next. Now, in this case, this is quite an interesting one. So because we've got the SA 2015 sticker, which is the SNELL homologation. We've also got the FIA homologation sticker, which is 8859 2015. Now, that means that this helmet doesn't actually come with an expiry date, because once the SNELL homologation runs out, then that means you look at the FIA one, and then that one takes precedence. As it's an 8859 2015, it doesn't have an expiry date. Do make sure that if you have got an SA 2015, have a look for an FIA sticker as well. So have a look at the FIA homologation. If it's got 2, then go with the FIA one. If it's just got the SA 2015 sticker in, chances are that it's expired, or if you're racing in the UK, it's going to have expired in 2026. Okay, so moving on to this Bell WRC helmet that you can see here. Just having a look inside. we've got an SA 2020 homologation from SNELL. Now, this is the latest homologation that SNELL offer. It's meeting their latest tests, and this doesn't have an expiration date on it. It's also worth saying that there is another SNELL homologation, which is SNELL SA 2010, and that is now expired. It expired at the end of last year, so please do check your helmet and make sure that it is in date and it is eligible for the championship that you're going to compete in. So that sums up homologated helmets. If you are looking to upgrade or you're completely new to racing and motorsport in general, then ask yourself what you're going to be doing over the next few years. If you're just doing track days, then something like the OMP Circuit Hero is going to be fine. It doesn't need to be homologated. You do think that you may end up racing in a championship, or you just want a bit of proven safety, then it's worth looking at one of the homologated helmets. So if you've got an 885 2015, you've got an 8860 2018, an 8860 2018 ABP, or a SNELL SA 2020, then they have no expiry date. So you're going to get the best bang for your buck and the best longevity by buying one of those homologated helmets. And yes, all of this is quite confusing. There's a lot of codes, there's a lot of expiry dates. When we were putting this guide together and this video, we all got a bit of a headache getting our heads around the codes, but we understand it now. Hopefully you do too after watching this section about helmets. If you still need help or you're still struggling, just leave us a comment down below or drop Tegiwa a message. You can find all of our racewear on our website, but drop us a message and we'll do our best to help you out and explain what's what, give you a bit of advice. So we're going to pack the helmets away now. We're going to take a look at the gloves and the boots and the race suits. Let's do that. So in the next part of the video, we're going to be talking about racewear such as boots, gloves and suits. It's worth mentioning that the only homologation there is for racewear such as this is from the FIA. So if you've got some other stamp or whatever, probably not going to be eligible for the championship that you're competing in. First part is we're going to show you whereabouts to find the homologation. On your boots, there's a stamp on the tongue. You can see the code just in the top here. Turn it over and inside we've got an SFI certification and we've got the FIA hologram as well inside the tongue. On the gloves, if you flip it over and on your wrist, you'll find the code just here. And again, if we go inside, we've got the FIA hologram on the inside of the gloves. Finally, on the suit, these OMP ones, on the inside of the zip on the right hand side, we can see the FIA hologram. On the back of the collar, we've got the homologation. If you think I'm going to pause this video, go check out my own racewear, and you cannot find an FIA hologram or homologation, chances are it's actually not homologated, or it's been made quite a way in the past, and unfortunately, as of the end of 2023, it's no longer valid, so you will need to upgrade and invest in some new racewear. Now, unlike helmets, it's pretty straightforward, this one. So there's only two homologations when it comes to racewear. This homologation is 8856-2000. So this was manufactured in 2019 and you get 10 years from the date of manufacture. But they do all expire, this homologation, on the 1st of January 2029. Just to my left, we've got 8856-2018, and this one's really simple. This is the latest homologation, and in the box on the back of the collar, it literally tells you not valid after 2031. So if you've got an 8856-2018 or you buy an 8856-2018, you get 10 years from the date of manufacture. Again, looking at these two boots, we've got these OMP Sports. These are 8856-2018, 8856-2000, and the same rules apply as the suits. So your 2000, they will last 10 years from the date of manufacture up until 1st of January 2029. If you've got the 8856-2018, it will tell you when it expires. You get 10 years from the date of manufacture. Same with your gloves as well. So really easy, that one. Then we're going to have a look at a hands device. Okay, so moving on to a hands device, we've got this lovely Stand 21 in front of us. If you're new to racing or not familiar with motorsport, then yeah, this is a hands device. And the purpose of this is that it goes around the back of your neck, it sits on your shoulders, and then these clips attach to your helmet on the posts, and the harnesses come over these straps, and then it secures you and your upper body and your head and your neck all in one place when you're driving. Because the last thing you want is to have a massive impact and you're not wearing this, and then you've got the potential for your head to fly forwards, breaking your neck, some serious whiplash. We don't want that. So a hands device isn't mandatory in some series, so you should check with your championship organizer whether it is. But a lot of people, a lot of our friends, they just wear them on track days now because, you know, for the price that they cost, they're not that expensive, and yeah, it could prevent a lot of serious damage. We do recommend investing in one. But once you buy one, it's got homologation 8858-2010. If you buy that, it's currently got no expiration date. So you could buy one of these and it will last you for a long time to come. It is worth noting as well, if you are going to buy a hands device, then you need to make sure that either you're buying a helmet with hands posts or a helmet that is compatible with hands posts, and you could add them in after. So if we just grab this Stilo off the shelf, you can see it's got hand posts by these two anchors at the back of the helmet here. They simply click in using these metal clips, one each side. Just think about wearing one of these. We can't recommend it enough. You can't put a price on safety, and should the worst happen, you know, this could be the difference between, you know, yeah, it's not worth thinking about, but yeah, we do recommend buying one of these. They're quite inexpensive when you consider what you will spend on decent safety equipment. So yeah, both available at Tegiwa.com. We've got Stand 21s, these are really popular. And we've also got Simpsons as well. And they offer a little bit more upper body protection, and they also offer quick release posts as well. So go and check them out on our website. So we couldn't do this video and not talk about seats or harnesses. 8855-1999 and 8862-2009 are widely accepted bucket seats, although some disciplines may have specific requirements. You can find out which homologation your seat falls under. Usually on the back there's a sticker and an FIA hologram. As for harnesses, 8853-2016 is most up-to-date homologation. I've got this 6.1 strapped to me right now, it's no MP one, and on each strap I've got the homologation, and it actually tells you when it's not valid after. So this one here, not valid after 2025, and that will be from December 31st, so you've got the whole year to use it. So that's a little bit about seats and harnesses. We've got loads of FIA approved seats and harnesses on our website. When it comes to harnesses, there's all different types. You've got 2-point, 3-point, 4-point, 6-point. You know, these are great for submersion as well. So if you're doing rallying, you probably require a 6-point harness, but do check with your championship organizer what is required for the discipline that you're competing in. This video was more about racewear and clothing itself. If you do have any questions about seats or harnesses, that kind of thing, then do drop us a message and we'll be able to help you. So that pretty much sums up this video. Thank you ever so much for watching. We do urge you now to go and check your racewear, go and check the homologation of it. And yeah, if you do need to upgrade or you're a complete newbie, then do check out Tegiwa.com. We've got a great range of racewear available to buy. Again, you know, homologation and stuff like this, it often gets overlooked. We've seen people turn up for race events and then they're turned away because their equipment isn't correct, or you know, the helmet's not right, this, that and the other. So don't be that person. We hope this guide has helped. If you're still unsure, then do drop us a message in the comment. You know, we're Tegiwa, we've been racing for years. We know all about this kind of stuff, and we just want to help you guys out. If there's anything else along this kind of thing, like the behind the scenes, how do you get ready for racing? How do you meet MSUK standards? Let us know in the comments, and you know, we'll try and help you, or if there's enough people asking the same thing, we'll make videos on it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.